Well, that's not actually true.
It's actually not true.
A lot of people think that.
That's a common myth. You know, I've heard that.
Okay, that one actually is true.
And this is Should Have Asked the Tour Guide. Hey guys, Camden here with Top Things to Do DC and Free Tours by Foot. So our first couple of videos have all been kind of Debbie Downer, bursting bubbles, and I thought we would do a video of things that are actually true, kind of focused on how the truth really is sometimes stranger than fiction. So I'm standing at the bottom, because I don't want to walk to the top, of the Exorcist Steps in Georgetown. Now if you have seen the 1970s cult classic film, The Exorcist, these will look very familiar to you. Now, what's kind of eerie about The Exorcist Steps, The Exorcist here in Georgetown, is that it is based on a true story. So what we know is a story from the 1940s, a young boy who is only called Roland Doe, and he's from a small town in Maryland just outside of Washington, D.C. He was supposedly possessed, and the Jesuit priest here at Georgetown would be tasked with freeing his soul. They kept notes. Those notes were in the records at Georgetown University when a young student would find them, use them to write a book called The Exorcist. Now, if you want all the details on Roland Doe's possession and how sometimes the filming of The Exorcist here in Georgetown was a little bit scarier than the movie itself, you should take our Ghost of Georgetown walking tour. It ends here at the top of the stairs, so you can decide whether you are brave enough to walk down them or not.
So the question that I was asked is, are there actually bloodstains on one of the staircases in the Capitol building? This actually is true. It comes to us from the murder of a man named William Preston Talby. William Talby was from Kentucky. He was a congressman in the 1880s, and he was just about a year into his last term when this newspaper correspondent from the Louisville Times named Charles Kincaid decides that he really doesn't like Talby. He decides that he thinks Talby's kind of a fishy character. He wants to investigate to see if Talby has any hidden skeletons in his closet. And so when he does some digging, he ends up finding out a pretty juicy detail. He finds out that Talby is actually having an affair with his assistant, and he writes this scathing review about Talby's politics and Talby's kind of unsavory characteristics in terms of this affair. When this article gets published, Talby's reputation is going to be ruined. He decides that he cannot even run for re-election for his next term because the entire state of Kentucky hates him at this point, as does pretty much everyone here in DC. So he kind of quietly resigns, and he decides to do what a lot of congressmen and women to this day will still do. He actually just decides to become a lobbyist. And when he's a lobbyist, he's still interacting with most of the folks here on Capitol Hill, and that includes Charles Kincaid, the newspaper correspondent. They run into each other over the course of the next 2 years a couple of times, and every time that they do, things are not great. They are verbally assaulting each other. Some say that people are even like pinching each other and tugging each other by the coat of their jackets. And it gets to the point in February of 1890 that Talby tells Kincaid if he ever runs into him ever again, Kincaid better be armed because things are not going to be great. Kincaid takes this seriously. He goes back to his house during his lunch break, he grabs a pistol, and when he returns in the afternoon, he walks down the set of stairs leading to the house gallery, and he ends up shooting Talby, who is just a couple steps in front of him. Talby gets shot underneath his left eye, and he's going to pass away 11 days later from that injury. Now, Kincaid's, interestingly enough, going to be found not guilty by reasons of self-defense, which is crazy considering the fact that Talby was walking down a set of stairs away from Kincaid. But regardless, this leads us all to those bloodstains on the set of stairs. It is true. To this day, there are about 3 steps where there looks like gray splotches heading down them. Those are the bloodstains from William Talby. William Talby's blood has never been able to be removed from these set of stairs. No matter what cleaning products are used, no matter how hard people scrub, those stains remain there to this day.
For more, oh my god, that's actually true stories, why not join us on any number of our evening ghost, scandals, adults-only walking tours? Comment below, follow us on social media, and come back next week for more.